Good morning, everyone. Welcome to freedailycoaching.com. We're going to cue up the music and we'll start in just a moment.
Good morning and welcome to the Free Daily Coaching Hangout, your daily hangout for mindset, tech tips, and everything attraction marketing. We're here every morning at 10:30 a.m. Eastern. Sit back or jump in. Either way, remember to have some fun. Here at freedailycoaching.com.
All right. Good morning, everyone, and welcome to Free Daily Coaching. I am doing the call from upstairs this afternoon or this morning, and the lighting may be a little off. I might get a little dark on you, like just now. I'm trying to keep the lighting good. As you can see, the winter beard is coming in, and I did that because we have a nice little wintry playland out back, as you can see. There's some little flakes coming down, and it snowed last night. It's going to be snowing for the rest of today, and looks like another storm coming in tomorrow. So it's time for a little winter playground. I'm going to just move here really quick. I got my Santa Claus shirt on for you guys to make it a very snowy winter-like webinar this morning. Pretty excited. Like I mentioned yesterday, a big week this week for myself and many other people. And I'm really looking forward to what we've got going. We've got a special guest tomorrow that everyone has been chomping at the bit. I've been getting private messages and texts all day about people guessing on who the secret guest is going to be. So that's been very fun as well. And then there's just a lot of activity going on this week. People are taking actions. People are making moves. And I know some people out there are doing some webinars. We have the industry-wide webinar tomorrow night, on Wednesday evening. I think our buddy Brian Gibbs is doing a webinar for his group this evening. So there's really a lot of stuff going on right now. And I talked about it a little bit yesterday. For those of you that aren't friends of the Free Daily Coaching, yesterday we had a work session. At the end of that work session, for those people that were there live, we did a little bonus session. And I'm not going to give away exactly what we spoke about specifically there, because that was a bonus for them, right? However, I want you to know that one of the things that we talked about, and one of the things that we looked about, was all the things that are coming out and coming up right now, and being able to strategically place yourself to be in a position to be able to market various things to people, to be able to make those offers, and to be able to provide that value for your customers and your audience, as well as being able to decipher what's going to be the best resources that are available right now that you could start to use to implement. So that's in a general way what we talked about. This morning on Tech Tip Tuesday, I'm gonna kind of do a throwback Thursday day on a Tuesday, and I'm going to revert back. When we first started the Tech Tip Tuesday, the idea behind Tech Tip Tuesday was that we had a few calls and we showed some tips and had you guys that were watching and participating go apply what we learned, and then come back and start to ask questions like, hey, I tried this and this wasn't working, or I was doing this and there was a glitch, or how about this? So that's where we're going to go at Tech Tip Tuesday, and we're going to bring that back. And we're going to start it this morning by opening up, and let me make sure that I turned it on so that you can do it totally anonymously if you want. And I would like to have it in the Q&A because the chat sometimes goes by too much. Is write your question in the Q&A, or you can raise your hand if it's something that maybe it's just too much for you to write. Hold on one second, guys. There you go. Then go ahead and raise your hand. I can bring you over in live and you can ask me the question and we can go over it. The reason that we're doing this is because I found it very effective on Tech Tip Tuesday for someone, even if it's one person that raised their hand and says, hey, yes, I've been stuck on this certain particular issue, or hey, I have a question about this, what happens is A, that person gets their question answered in real time, and so it happens right now. B, all the people that had that same question but were too afraid to ask get the question answered. And C, the people that aren't there yet but run into that just in a couple days or in a week or somewhere down the line, they then have access to that as well. So that's why we do the Q&A for Tech Tip Tuesday, and that's why I'm going to move back to that format. Instead of me just coming out and just sharing cool little tech tips that I found along the way, because those are great, I want to see that you guys are implementing them, and then what questions you guys have for me. So I opened up the Q&A. While I'm saying good morning and welcome, either I'm looking for a raised hand for a question on a tech tip, or I'm looking for someone over in the Q&A to put it in a question for today's Q&A. So while we're doing that, wow, it's starting to snow a little bit more now, and they said it wasn't really going to snow today, so it's funny that they said it was going to die off last night. They never know here in Colorado. So good morning to Patty and Karen. Good morning, Angel. Good morning, Craig and Jake and Vicky and Christina and Jeannie and Jim and Mark, Tanya and Deborah. Good morning. I would like to say good morning and welcome back to our wonderful friend Deb Castman. For those of you that have not had the opportunity up until right now to go and meet Deb Castman, then I suggest you do so. Deborah was one of the very original attendees of the free is one of the very original attendees of the free daily coaching call. I think she would let us know in the chat if you can, Deb, if you have the ability to. I believe Deb has even been on free daily coaching back when it was merely a simple phone call. Correct me if I'm wrong there, Deb, but I believe that Deb has participated when it was a telephone call. So we'll see what she says in the chat. Good morning, and it's so great to see you. Jackson, I'm sorry that you're so cold, buddy. You got to start a fire. We got the wood stove going. Last night, we woke up, I think my wife woke up about 4 this morning and threw a log on there. I woke up around 5 and threw a couple logs on there, and the house has been nice and toasty all day. I do have to go out for a little bit, so I'm going to throw a log on, and hopefully I can keep the control the burn so it goes low enough that it'll be warm when we get back. Let's get back to saying hello to you, Mr. Tom Leonard out in Burbank. Good morning to Leanne out in the Big D, Dallas. Mr. Bob Miller and Len Mooney out in Cali. We've got 2 more D rockers out in Dallas, Bill Moore and Mrs. Felicia Mupo. Mr. Larry Ryan in the house this morning, as well as Chris Schaus. Good morning, Holly. Nice to see you here this morning. Mr. Maurice Walker is here this morning as well. Good morning, sir, to you. I like to do my deep voice, like movie voice, when I see Maurice, because naturally Maurice has just got that baritone, that real deep bass voice. Good morning, Mr. Chambers. Always a pleasure to have you here, sir. I have been so caught up that I haven't been able to call you. When I'm driving today, Mike, I will absolutely call you. I'll program your phone in my phone, and I'll call you today while I'm out driving around. Debbie Deerdorf, as always, is here. Debbie, I just want you to know that I did get the message from your daughter. I don't know if she told you yesterday, and I will be calling her back today. So I didn't want you to think I was blowing her off. Good morning, Miss Judy from Pennsylvania. Good job, Judy. Your team won last night. Way to go. If you're an Eagles fan, I don't know if you are. You might be a Pittsburgh fan. I'm not sure. And Miss Shonda, good morning to you. So as other people are jumping on, good morning and welcome. Looking for a hand to be raised or a Q&A and not seeing anything so far. So what that tells me is that everyone's totally squared up. Everyone's on the level. Everyone's good. They have no technical questions. Their autoresponders are hooked up. All of their capture pages are rocking. It's been started right when it became a webinar. Okay, so Deb came right when it became a webinar. So she was right on the cusp. Oh, I didn't know that you were, Deb, because you used to put the little sticky note, so I never knew that you were still here. So now I know that you were still here. Well, thank you. Let's see. Oh yeah, absolutely, Debbie. Absolutely. I'm glad to talk with her. I'm not sure if Maurice is doing voiceovers yet, but we will look into that. Awesome. Well, thank you guys for letting me know that you guys have been watching on YouTube. That does let me know that there's people out there that are just watching directly from the YouTube channel. So thank you very much for telling me that. Let me let my pup in real quick. All right, it's snowy out there. So guys, this is Q&A. It's Tech Tip Tuesday. Instead of just throwing something out there for you guys that's just random, that only maybe a third of you can use, right? If I do a video tip and half of you aren't shooting videos, then what benefit is that going to be for you? Absolutely none. So I want this to be for you, for your time, so that you get the maximum benefit. Now imagine this. What makes a good opt-in video? Okay, great question, Jake. I'll get to that. Hey, Jake, do me a favor and go type that into the Q&A, because now a couple people have put questions, and I don't want to forget that one if another one comes in. I would love how to make a post on Facebook where I can add the like button to it. Okay, so to add those little buttons, Debbie, that's when you're gonna go and create an ad, or you're creating a post for likes. And so let me show you. Let me go over, let me see if I can go over and show you. I don't think I owe any money to Facebook. So let me see. I don't know what you guys are seeing. Okay, so you guys should be seeing this. Let me go over here to Facebook, and I'm gonna go to home. We'll close these down, close that down. Free daily coaching. We're gonna go over to the ads manager, and let me click back over to the webinar to see, yeah, okay, it looks like you guys can see it. And then I'm going to go over, and I'm gonna actually go into my power editor on the left-hand side over here once I'm in the ads manager, and I'm gonna go over to the power editor, and I'm gonna use a post that's already been done. So I'm just refreshing this, guys. When you download the Power Editor, is like a plugin that's not really Facebook per se. It's a plugin that Facebook allows. So I was just connecting them. So what I can do is I can go in here and go into manage my pages, and I want to go to Burt Bledsoe, or I'm going to go to the free daily coaching group that I have, and I want to make this post into, let's say I want to make this post, Debbie, into an ad. I can go into the create ad button up top. I'll create a new ad group called I'll type it in called something's going on. Hold on. It's like, I don't know what's going on here. It's making up it's like freaking out right now. Like the ad manager is flashing on and off, so it won't let me type in. So Deb, when you go in and make this, when you make these posts, it gives you the option to add a button in, and it will say like learn more there, and it gives you a choice of the buttons. Let me go out of this. I don't know why it's freaking out. I'll go back. Deb, that's a great question, and let's go back to that, because I want to show you where you can add the buttons. There's like learn more, and it depends on the type of post that you're putting, but let's go back to there when it's not going like flashing and going crazy. So we'll go back there. Okay, Jake, how to make a good opt-in video. So here's a little fun little story I'll tell you. I did a campaign specifically on a very simple opt-in form. And I did two things. I made with a video, one I made without a video. And on my opt-in form itself, I got half as much response to the opt-in form that had the video as compared to the one that did not have a video. So that was an eye-opener for me, right? I literally had the same exact page, one with a video, one without. The one without a video got twice as many responses, twice as many opt-ins as the one that had the video. That being said, if you're going to have an opt-in video, I would say it definitely needs to be under 3 minutes if it's on an opt-in page. And I would say if you could make it under a minute on the opt-in page, that would be optimal. Because on the opt-in page, You're just trying to get their email. So why not give them a teaser on the video? The video could be a 30 to 40-second video that's like, hey, since we already know that this question was from you, Jake, I got to turn this Facebook thing off. Hold on, guys. It's just flashing in the background. It's driving me crazy. So if you have, let's say, Jake, an opt-in video, maybe it's you saying, hey, it's Jake Davis here, and I found out these 4 secrets to creating ads on Facebook that absolutely revolutionized my business, started to help me get more leads each and every day. The very first thing I learned was, and you could share that first thing, and then to say, hey, if you want to learn steps 2, 3, and 4, go ahead and give me your, simply fill in your best email down below, and I'll take you to the next page with a video that shows you all exactly what I do in steps 2, 3, and 4. That would be a great way to entice people on an opt-in video. So hopefully that makes sense. Let me close that question down. Let me go over to the chat. Awesome. All right. Okay, cool. All right. I just wanted to make sure in the chat that all made sense. And I know there's a little, oh, Facebook started showing your shares in the news feed. Do you know how to turn that feature off? Can it be turned off? I believe it can be turned off over in Facebook. Hold on, let me go over there and I'll find it. You can keep in your settings, in your share settings, you can really, Facebook lets you, lets you control a lot of what you're doing. So if you go over into your settings, which is in the top right corner where the little down arrow is, I'm going to go and look and let you know right now. I'm trying to get over there, Felicia. Facebook is acting really weird right now for me. I don't know if anyone else is having, so it's acting really wonky. That's another great question, Felicia. I will go over and look. It usually, in my news feed, when I'm sharing, I only see that I'm sharing it. I don't see that, I don't necessarily see that you shared it all the time or the times that you shared it, but I believe there is a setting. I can't even get into my settings right now. It's so weird. It's like it won't even, the page won't load on Facebook. Yeah, I don't know if everyone, I don't know, maybe Facebook's just having issues, or maybe it's because we're doing the webinar in there at the same time, but it's not, my Facebook screen is like doing a crazy flashing, so it's not really, it's doing all wonky. Yeah, it should be in your, exactly where Patty's talking about. It's in your privacy settings on what you're actually showing to everyone and what shows up on your timeline. So you can control a lot of that. So you should be able to just go right back in there, Felicia, and take that off. So then it doesn't show that you shared into all the different, where if you're sharing, like, let's say that I make a post and I'm sharing it on my wall, and then I share it onto the free daily coaching group, and then I share it onto my fan page. If you don't want people to see that, go into the privacy settings. I'll try to go and find it when I'm off the Hangout, Felicia, because that's a great question. And we can put that in the free daily coaching group. Like, I'll take a couple screenshots of it and I'll post it in the group when this isn't on, and see if then that, see if Facebook, something's really funky on Facebook. I mean, that whole screen was just locking me up and it wouldn't even let me type. And just now when I went to my settings, it just loaded up to a blank page. So maybe it could be a possibility that Facebook is doing some updates or doing something. But that is a great question. and it is in the privacy settings, and we'll do some screenshots and show exactly how to do that. Debbie's question, I can do some screenshots too and show you where you can go to get those buttons, and it asks you, Debbie, there's actually like a couple different choices that you can have for the button, like download, like, learn more. So there's a few different button choices that it gives you. So great questions this morning. Really great questions. Sorry that Facebook is acting wonky with us. I will do some screenshots here and post them in the free daily coaching group of both the buttons as well as the privacy settings, because both of those questions are great questions. Jake wanted to make sure that, okay, great, awesome. Thank you. Just wanted to touch base and see in the chat that that answered your question. Perfect. And guys, there's a lot of different things that you can do. One example, for example, Jake, specifically is if you're specifically wanting to do videos, some great video training, like for example, and I'm not telling you, Jake, specifically, I'm for everyone. Some great things that you can use as a reference is when you find things like Mark Harbert has this video ads, Facebook video ads. Okay, well, check this out. If you take it another step and think about it, think about this. Facebook is highly engaging, right? When you're on Facebook, you're moving, right? You're checking out the news feed, you're going, you're talking to people, most people, right? Oh, okay. Gotcha, Felicia. I'll show you. I'm pretty sure you can, and I'll show you where. I have a question that, well, I'll ask you the question in a second, so I'll just remember that. So when things are going really fast on Facebook, the idea there then is that that video that the guy is making for a Facebook video ad is probably going to be similar to one that you would want to have on an opt-in page, right? You're going to use like, it's going to be a similar type, a similar format, because in both of those instances, you want to like get in and get out, right? You want to like stick and move. It's like jab, 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 right? It's like quick moves, right? So that video wants to be quick. So I'm giving Mark's training as an example of some of those types of training will give you some more ideas on scripting, question techniques, right? Yesterday in our work session, we talked about specific questions that you can ask, that you can ask pinpoint questions in those videos to get people to respond, right? Think about that, Jake. If you're asking them a question like, are you sick and tired of XYZ? Well, guess what? I have a solution. Here it is. Here's the 3 steps that I use to overcome that XYZ problem every single day. Step 1 is ABC, right? You show them step 1, and hey, guess what? To see step 2 and 3, just go ahead and fill in your information below, and I'll give you immediate access. Boom. So you can find out all kinds of supporting information that you would find that would pertain to something on a loosely affiliated, like, oh, that would probably work over here. And so you could find other sources of training to be able to do the same thing. So now let me swing back around to the wanting to shut the settings off, okay? Think about this. Why would you want to shut that setting off? I thought about this because I noticed that it shares when I'm doing it, and I'm like, huh. And then I thought, well, isn't that good? Like, isn't that giving me more opportunity for the ability to like share the message out there? So if I let's say I make a post on my Facebook page, on Burt Bledsoe Facebook page that talks about GOAT marketing, and I use the GOAT marketing technique because it works. If you want to find out about GOAT marketing, come to this webinar, okay? And then I share it to the free daily coaching group, right? And I share it, then it says this has been shared, right? I said Burt shared this. Then if I shared it to something else and it says Burt shared that again, let's just say that it comes across your wall and shows you that I shared this post over 3 or 4 platforms. In my thing, how I'm thinking, well, if you see that, you'll see that I'm posting it over those 3 or 4 platforms, and you're going to think one of 2 things. Either A, you're going to think I'm spamming it everywhere, but I'm not a spammer, and you see the groups that I'm sharing it to. So if you see the groups that I'm in, the places that I'm sharing it aren't spammy places, then my thought is that you'll think that it's something important of mine that I'm trying to share with people. That's why I'm sharing it across multiple channels. If you're just sharing it and every place that you share it is just a spam group, then the reason that you want to hide it is what? Because you're spamming? And I'm not trying to provoke, I'm asking a question here. I'm just trying to think about, why would you want to hide that? Why would you want to hide the fact that you're sharing something? Isn't that the idea of sharing? I'm just posing the question. So I would love to know the back end answer of why you would like to hide it, because it might be another point of view that I had not yet considered, right? There's a possibility that it was something that I had not yet considered. And if that's the case, then I would love to consider that. So Debbie or Felicia, since you guys were relaying questions, it was a question relay. Either or, if either one of you wants to let me know, I would love to find out on the back end why you wouldn't want to do that. So that's freedailycoaching.com hangout for the day. Today we talked about some tech tips. I want to thank Debbie and Felicia. I want to thank Jake. I want to thank, who else had a question this morning? One more person had one. Debbie and Felicia and Jake, and maybe one more person. I'm not sure. Now I forgot already. So for those of you that did have a question, I want to thank you for bringing that question. Next week on Tech Tip Tuesday, we'll be talking tech tips. So bring your questions, bring the challenges that you're having right here to the table so that we can fix them. And this is the crazy part. If you have a real challenge that you're having, we can fix it right here in real time. You don't have to wait. You can bring that question next week here to the table and we can go in and fix it. That's the beauty of being here live and having the ability to interact one-on-one. Thank you for spending a few moments of your day here at Free Daily Coaching. Thank you for participating. And remember, tomorrow is our special secret, super secret guest host. Bob has been guessing. Angel's been guessing. I think Felicia took a couple guesses. Everyone has been guessing, okay? I've been getting messages off the hook, guessing on who it's going to be. If you want to find out and know for sure, be here tomorrow at 10:30 a.m. Eastern Standard Time, and we'll see you then. Guys, if you want to jump over onto the MLSP call, I left about 3 minutes so that you could do so. I'm trying to get through these quicker at the end so that you guys can jump over there if you wish to. And I'll be doing a few of those. I have some on the books. I'll let you guys know when they are. Super, super excited to be able to share with you guys. We've been having an exciting week. The week's going to get more exciting. Tomorrow is an industry-wide webinar. I talked about this a little bit yesterday. If you're into Instagram, if you're into free leads, and like guys, I'm into free leads, right? I'm into getting leads for almost nothing or really close to nothing if I can. So I want to send you over to a webinar that's tomorrow night. April Marie Tucker is going to be talking specifically about how she's been using Instagram to get massive results, massive results. And if that's something that you want to check out, you can go to the free training tomorrow night. I'll send you over to the webinar registration page. You can check it out there. Have a great day. Like always, if you have any questions, comments, or concerns, you can call, text, or email me, and I'll see you guys tomorrow at freedailycoaching.com.